Okay, here's another song that's associated with toward the end of book three. It's Leavin Trunk, and it's a blues song originally by Sleepy John Estes, who was a great blues man from Tennessee, and you should listen to the original version, which I'm sure is on YouTube. This version you should also listen to, and it's from the British band, the Keith Hartley Band. Keith Hartley was a band leader, and he was the drummer in the band, kind of like Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac. Keith Hartley was very popular in England, and I don't think he made it really big in the States, but a few songs filtered over. This one, I remember when I first heard it, it knocked me out, and it was on one of those British blues collections that I would buy, and they were generally cheap LP records that I could afford because I was like 15 years old, didn't have any money, and they would be cheaper than, say, buying a Cream record or a Led Zeppelin album. I bought those too, but I also bought the cheapies because they would have these little gems on them like this one. And this is Leavin Trunk, and it's kind of catchy. I'm going to just play through it, and then we'll talk about it. So it's a cool riff, isn't it? Um, now, the I'm not sure who the guitarist was. That I assume one of the guitarists in the band made up this cool riff. Like I said, Keith Hartley himself was a drummer. Maybe he played guitar. Maybe he made up the riff. I'm not sure. But the beginning part is all second finger. That's all you're using is your second finger, and you're sliding up, sliding down, hammering, pulling off. And the rhythm is different than the verse rhythm. So it's like a swing. One and two and three, E and four, E and one and two and three, E and four, E and. That's the way I would count it. Because you have rests. You have one rest, two rest, three, E and four, and that's in a shuffle, kind of a swing, when you go do 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 do. But underlying the rhythm is this. So when you do the hammer on, you do it in that swing rhythm. And then the pull off is also in that swing rhythm. The rest of it is just straight. count it like 1 and 2 and 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. No, don't count it that way. Count it 3 E and 4 E and. But it's a triplet kind of swing, like jazz. And then when you go into the verse, it's straight 16ths. It's 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. But going back to the first part, the intro, I would pluck, rest, and plant the pick on the 3rd string. So you'll pluck the 6th string, and on the rest, plant the pick on the 3rd string, and have your 2nd finger there ready, and then plant again, take your 2nd finger off, and it's open. And I do all downstrokes. Sorry. Rest, plant. Notice I'm just using 2nd finger. 2nd finger slides up, 2nd finger hammers, 2nd finger pulls off. On the recording, the original recording, it is hard to tell. He could be bending it, like. But I wrote it here in the tab as a slide. Okay, so it's a cool blues lick, and then you have this. You want to muffle the strings with the heel of your right hand as you strum, kind of subdued. It's not totally dead, it's just slightly muffled, muted. And then there's 2 ways you can do the riff with the E chord. The way I wrote it in the tablature when I first started teaching this, I did a hammer on and then a hammer on there. But in listening to it since then, I think they're doing a hammer with the 3rd finger, like you're hitting the E chord and you've got the 2nd finger on the 5th string, then switch to the 3rd finger to hammer and then slide. Because I'm pretty sure they're really doing a slide. So that's the way I played it a few minutes ago. Hammer 3rd, slide 3rd. And you're doing a double stop. You're just hitting the 3rd and 4th strings on the same fret, on the 2nd fret. Hammer, slide, double stop. And then when you go up to move it, usually I'd say across the street, but here we're moving it 5 frets up for the chord change. Same thing, basically. Hammer, slide. Hammer, slide, double stop. And then you're back to E. Then B chord, same as the A chord, just 2 frets higher. And then at the end of the song, or when they go into a jam, they go back into that swing. Okay, so now the original Sleepy John Estes version is so much different than this. This is more of a kind of a British rock or British blues version of Leavin' Trunk. It's a great song. Taj Mahal also did a great version of Leavin' Trunk that had a very similar rhythm, and Sleepy John might have a similar rhythm. I just can't remember. I've heard it, but it's been years since I've listened to it. But just great riff here. Let me play it one more time. I'll do it a little faster. And in the middle of the song, when they go into a jam, or it might be at the end of the song, um, they it's one of the best jams I've ever heard recorded on record. It's two guitar players just really, with a lot of empathy, listening to each other and accenting and doing counterpoint with one another. It's really a good example. Like each guitar player by themselves is not, neither one of them are another Eric Clapton or anything like that. They're not great guitar players individually, but together they had such a good sound on that song. It's definitely listen to it. It's every time I go back and listen to it, for one thing, I bought it when I was 15. It kind of takes me back to when I was 15 years old, and I'm 69 years old now. But so it's kind of nostalgic. But also, just even listening to it, after all the musical experience I've had since then, it's still great. It's a really a good jam, and it's one of the best versions of that song. It's got great lyrics. It's like going down to pack my leaving trunk. Ain't never seen no whiskey, but the blues got me sloppy drunk. Great words. It's a cool song. So enjoy this. A cool song, cool riff. You'll want to just play it all day long, okay? And play it at a party. Everybody will be up dancing. So please like and subscribe, and look for me on Facebook and Instagram, John Hedger Guitar Studio. Okay. All right. Take care. See you in the next one.